What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome back to WWE 12, The Road to WrestleMania. The Big Show betrayed us, because of course he did. He's the Big Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dayton, Ohio, and Monday Night Raw. Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler here at ringside. And just 24 hours ago at the Royal Rumble, Big Show and Cody Rhodes' startling actions allowed the world's largest athlete to capture the World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, you know, ordinarily I wouldn't take anything from Big Show. I mean, he's been champion a bunch of times. But let's face it, Big Show showed his true colors last night when he turned his back on the WWE.
And now it looks like we're going to hear from these turncoats.
Because seriously, how many times has Big Show flopped back and forth? It's what he does.
Look who's turned on WWE.
Shocking, Big Show. Absolutely shocking. Why would you do such a thing?
Well, my dashing friend, I love WWE. I've competed here for over 10 years. The thing is, a man of my stature loves two things even more: money and power. So, when Kevin Nash approached me and reminded me of the bankroll I made in the NWO, I knew from a business standpoint, this was the only decision.
And as for me, this is without a doubt the most lucrative move I've ever made. You see, I actually got a call from Arn Anderson, who tried to convince me to join this group because of my family ties to WCW.
There you go.
My father, Dusty Rhodes, was one of the greatest competitors that ever stepped foot in a WCW ring. I'm proud of my dad's legacy. And then Big Kev came at me with a few sacks of cash to seal the deal. Now that's truly the American dream.
Oh, snap.
My God, it's The Undertaker. The Undertaker has had enough.
Oh, no.
Oh, no!
Vader. Oh. Right to the concrete.
The Phenom doesn't look so phenomenal now, does it?
Out of nowhere. Wait, why am I not myself? Why am I not Cass? Anyway, appropriate Randy Orton, or I guess inappropriate Randy Orton, on this fine Sunday and such. We have some news, but before I get into the whole Randy Orton business, we have a kickoff match confirmed for SummerSlam, which is next Sunday. And it will be a mixed tag match. So, Rusev Day, which is Rusev and Lana, obviously, are going to face off against Almas and Miss Vega, which we kind of assumed that was the direction RKO out of nowhere it was going. However, if I had to make one suggestion for this particular matchup, put Aiden English in a shark cage, or have him somewhere where he can't actually interfere, because it feels like he is just gonna interfere. That's kind of every match they've had so far has been him interfering in some capacity. He has been the catalyst for Rusev Day losing matches, and that's, had to find some way to counteract that. Also, can I not? RKO. Alright, Arn. You last. Come on now. Let's go to the announce table, which is our last objective. Oh, near the table. Not even through the table. I would assume at some point in the cutscene it goes through the table, but near. So yes, we have that match, and man, that's kind of a bit of a fall for one Rusev, who on the last show was in a world title match, and now he's on the kickoff on SummerSlam. That's kind of a little bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. But yes, one Randy Orton here, one Randall Keith Orton, has a bit of a drama at the moment, considering some actions that he was involved in, apparently. RKO out of nowhere. Back about 15 years ago. Big Show teleported, okay.
No, oh no,
Orton! Punt.
Orton's finally punted one of these legends back to the 80s.
Spear! Oh my God.
Grief! Big Show, like a locomotive, just drove Orton right through the stairs.
Oh, and Randy Orton isn't moving.
Damn near broke my neck.
Welcome back to Monday Night Raw. As we stated earlier in the broadcast, Undertaker and Randy Orton have been sidelined, along with John Cena, after sustaining career-threatening injuries from the WCW Invaders.
On the plus side, Orton was able to take out one of the architects of this invasion, Arn Anderson, with that massive punt.
And now Nash has scheduled Jacob Cass and Rey Mysterio to face his newest additions, Cody Rhodes and the World Heavyweight Champion, Big Show.
So I'm not going to get into all of the actual specifics here on this whole situation, but essentially this was mentioned in a podcast back in 2012 about things that happened about 15 years ago in backstage stuff. And basically in any other business, in any other company, in any other scenario, Randy Orton would not be working there. But it's wrestling. And because it's wrestling doesn't excuse it, but if you've been a fan for wrestling as long as I have, you know because it's wrestling. So will anything happen to Randy Orton because of this growing fervor on this thing that apparently happened 15 years ago? Maybe. But keep in mind that Randy Orton, they literally changed how the wellness policy works because of Randy Orton. Because they didn't want to give him 3 strikes, to keep him in the business, keep him working in wrestling. So, will this be the thing that actually tanks his career? I have my doubts. And if you really want to get down into things that happen backstage that could torpedo people's careers, if you really want to get into all the skeletons in the closets in the world of wrestling, you're not going to have any wrestling. And that's not excusing it, because certainly there's a lot of bad people working in wrestling who shouldn't be, but the insular nature of this carny business means that everyone just keeps this machine going. They do billion-dollar TV deals and kind of just look the other way. So, will they suspend Randy Orton? They've actually made a statement. They're looking into it. And honestly, I would be extraordinarily surprised if anything outside of, oh, well, maybe he's off TV for a month, actually happens to one Randy Orton. I would be shocked. Because Vince, this is the kind of thing where Vince will probably laugh. He's like, oh, yeah, that's funny. Because that's the kind of guy that Vince is. And when Vince is the top of your company, and that's the kind of thing he finds funny, then what's going to happen, really, you know? Yeah, they are a public company, right? So obviously you have shareholders, obviously you have sponsors to keep in mind. But Vince still runs the show. And when Vince can still do these ridiculous deals, like, what do you think is really going to change, you know? Based on a story from a podcast in 2012, based on things that happen backstage. Again, it's not a thing anyone should do, and in any other business or company, you'd get fired immediately and possibly even arrested, but it's wrestling. So, what's really going to change? I don't see... and I could be wrong, right? This could be the spark that starts a giant fire and ends up with everybody losing their jobs, you know? But I think at the end of the day, wrestling is still going to end up being wrestling. Obviously, the culture has changed over the years, you know? So to try to hold everyone responsible for things that happened, you know, that long ago is going to be difficult. And I feel like that things have changed, certainly in the modern day locker room, or at least what we've heard from different shoot interviews and, you know, that kind of thing. Things are different these days in terms of the old school locker rooms and whatnot. But, I don't know. It's a complicated thing that really shouldn't be complicated, but I have my doubts that anything will really happen to the Viper and whatnot. But, again, I guess we'll see how things progress in the next several days and or weeks and or whatever. But I expect to see Randy Orton at SummerSlam next Sunday. I don't see that changing. But, again, I've been wrong before, right? So, would not surprise me. Anyway, moving on to less sordid news here. 2K has somewhat confirmed on Twitter that there is something going to be happening with Daniel Bryan content in 2K19 involving the announcement from what they had at their press event last week on this Tuesday. Now, does that mean Showcase? I think a lot of folks are assuming that means Showcase. I mean, it could mean GM mode. I wouldn't put your bets on that, but it could mean that. But I feel like Showcase, to me, is the least interesting thing that you could announce, considering they claimed that they were getting rid of Showcase to make more improvements to my career and to Universe, and that really wasn't the case, to be honest. Like, outside of having the system for promos, which was cool, I didn't see, you know, that much more improvement in the overall quality of those modes. So, bringing back Showcase, and it's weird, like, if you brought back Showcase, right, when you think about that, the cover star is AJ, and the collector's edition is Ric Flair, why would Daniel Bryan be the showcase? That to me seems weird, but what do I know? Whoa! Pinned you, Cody. Now, unfortunately, I didn't pin the World Heavyweight Champion, but still won the match. Uh-oh, Ray. Ray!
Come on, man. I know you got our messages. I know you cash your checks.
Checks and championships.
Ray, it's time to come clean and show you what side you're on.
King, I knew it. I knew Ray double-crossed
No!
us.
Oh, hold on a second, Michael.
I can't believe it.
I don't believe it. Jacob Cass can't believe it. Look at him. He's
Really,
standing
Ray?
backstage.
Really?
Believe it, King.
Really?
You're
No.
seeing it with your own
That can't be
eyes.
right.
Hey,
See?
he
See?
has a turn. I told you, Michael.
He may be one of us,
Ah,
but he's
3 on
also
1
in
though.
dire straits. Look out! What's Big Show thinking?
What is he thinking?
No,
F5?
No, you can't.
Oh no! No! Don't you do it! Good God Almighty, where are the announcers?
Oh my God, they just destroyed
Where are the
Mysterio.
announcers?
Yeah, we need to get some help out here.
We need more than that. WCW is completely out of control.
At least Mysterio didn't forget that time that Nash spiked him into the side of a trailer in WCW. That happened. Like a lawn dart. Anyhow, they're taking out all the top names here in WWE. So will this bring back Triple H out of retirement? Like, where's Sheamus? These are questions to ask here on this show. But we'll get there. I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos every day. I'll see you next time. Right here on this channel. And I'm out.